Hi everyone, good evening, all of you. Hope you enjoyed the last lecture of literary theory on the digital board. And unfortunately, as I couldn't go to my studio because of certain conditions, because I also get just this evening of Saturday and just one Sunday. So I couldn't go to the studio, but today I'll be talking to you about all other important things related to literary theory. I believe you must have understood certain topics when we were talking about the idea of new criticism, the death of the author, why the author was not considered as a part of the text, why the text was taken separately. What was the reason behind that? That text was studied in or as an autonomous text, no connection with text. Now we will talk about the fallacies related to the new criticism, and then we will move towards other options. महमूद शफ़ी पाकिस्तान से, कैसे हैं आप? अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई हो, आप रेगुलर मेंबर हैं लाइव क्लासेस के और आपने क्वालिफाई किया है। हमारे यहाँ पे एक माइथोलॉजी है। इन माइथोलॉजी वी टॉक अबाउट एकलव्य। एकलव्य वॉज नॉट टेकन इन द रेगुलर क्लास ऑफ आवर ग्रेटेस्ट टीचर गुरु द्रोणाचार्य, सो ही वॉज एट अ फार डिस्टेंस and he would listen to the teacher, act upon those teachings, and manage to be one of the greatest warrior. So you're like that. And it is also a message that literature connects us. There are no boundaries. So it's a matter of pride for me also that there are some students from different countries, they join it. सभी को नमस्ते, सभी को सत श्री अकाल, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, सभी को good evening, and let's wait for 2-3 minutes. Right now 103 students are watching. And then we go for the other important things. हम बाकी के टॉपिक्स पे आज डिस्कस कर लेंगे कि क्या क्या चीज़ें करनी है. I actually wanted to go to the board. It becomes really easy to teach on a digital board. असली वजह डिजिटल बोर्ड पे पढ़ाने का है और आज मैं जा नहीं पाया. So what I'll do, I'll either re-record this lecture या डिजिटल बोर्ड पे दोबारा से पढ़ा दूंगा. So today I'll give you some idea कि आपको कैसे पढ़ना है लिटरेरी थ्योरी के लिए. थैंक यू मलिका जी. मलिका शुक्ला ने बहुत अच्छा रेफरेंस लिया है. इट्स अ रेफरेंस टेकन फ्रॉम चॉसर, कैंटरबरी टेल्स. ही वॉज एज फ्रेश एज द मंथ ऑफ मे. ग्रेट इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू. हाउ वुड आई नो महमूद? शी इज वन ऑफ माई ओल्ड स्टूडेंट एंड शी नेवर रिकॉग्नाइजेस दैट शी वॉज माई स्टूडेंट. सो इवन आई डोंट हैव टू रिकॉग्नाइज हर. Gudiya, I want to teach paper 1. I have written a book of paper 1, but the problem is I actually feel dedicated towards literature. I will start paper 1 classes. मैं पढ़ाऊँगा, but मेरा जो expertise है and emotional connection है, that is with literature. Paper 1 doesn't, motivate me that level that you get involved. This is the book written by me. मैंने लिखा है. I use all the notes we provide in offline classes. I use my methods, and my method is to make things easy. मेरा effort होता है कि चीज़ें आसान बनाओ. It is by Singeage publication. If you want to order this book, it is in easy language. If you remember, this English book became bestseller. Then we had to go for a sequel of it. So if you go for an easy language book and point to point detail, then go for it. एक स्टूडेंट का मैसेज है साहित्य का कि 3 AM क्लासेस कभी नहीं हुआ. अगर कभी नहीं होता तो 3 AM चलता ही नहीं. बहुत सारे बच्चे सुबह उठ के पढ़ते थे. इट सीम्स यू डिडंट लिसन टू मी. कई बार क्या होता है, आधा अधूरा सुनना और सोचना कि हम तो कामयाब होंगे बिकॉज वी हैव हर्ड टीचर. नो, यू डिडंट हियर मी. आई टोल्ड यू लेट देम अनाउंस द डेट. डेट अनाउंस करने दो. Polly, this book is available on Amazon, Flipkart, Singeage publication. नहीं महमूद शफी, आप ऑनलाइन बैच नहीं ज्वाइन कर सकते. सी, we must respect our country, our agencies. If I take admission from Pakistan, I hope you understand, it will be totally against the rules, regulations. So I will not do that. But आप lecture देख सकते हैं, be the part of it. इसी को देख लीजिए. क्योंकि ठीक है, literature connects us. We are human, but we also must respect our social structure. हमारी agencies, हमारी government नहीं चाहती कि हम इस तरह से कुछ करें. And I must respect all of them. So let's get back to the topic. चलो topic पे start करते हैं. Almost all of you are here. So yesterday we talked about new criticism. We talked about lemon squeezing. We talked about that the text has everything. Remember this thing when I was giving you the example of a famous writer, Nancy Crompton, the one who killed her own husband. Actually, we were dealing with the writer and the reader's connection. And I talked about that the ideal reader is unattainable. Ideal reader kabhi nahi milta. Now the question is that what else we have to do in the particular kind of new criticism strategy. So you can simply write it. आप इसको लिख सकते हो that this is called explication de texte. Explication de texte means when you read the text, it's a close reading, close analysis of the text. And when you read the text, the first thing is that make sure that text doesn't have any connection with the author. It's an independent text. Sometimes, when we read the book in connection of the author, we always go for a wrong interpretation. For example, I am saying work hard. So you will say VINEET Pandey said work hard, so maybe he is talking about education. But if a gym trainer says work hard, so both of us, me and the gym trainer, we both said this thing, work hard. Just one thing, work hard. But the moment you connected work hard with me, you reached to a meaning that VINEET sir is saying work hard, so he's talking about education, preparation, studies. And when your gym trainer said work hard, so you immediately understood that he is talking about the fitness and muscle building, working hard, right? Now the question is, quite simple question. Simple question is, can a gym trainer talk about the education or not? And can a teacher talk about fitness or not? I can also guide someone for fitness. Suppose someone comes to me, a student, he says, sir, I'm troubled because of overweight. So what will I do? I'll say work hard on your fitness. So I'll say work hard. So the moment you connected work hard with me, you actually got a wrong message. Because you thought that he is a teacher, he will always talk about education. So this happens in the text. If there is a line in the text, work hard, and I am the author, the reader will think that he is talking about education. If it is a fitness book and the author is a gym trainer, we will think that, okay, he is talking about this thing. So technically the authorship makes the book get biased, and that's how intentional fallacy and affective fallacy takes place. Remember this thing, the two terms, intentional fallacy and affective fallacy, coined by Munro Beardsley. This is very, very important thing. Wimsatt, W.K. Wimsatt and Munro Beardsley, they have coined this term, intentional fallacy and affective fallacy. Write down these terms. Along with these things, with intentional fallacy is the writer's intention. It never reaches to the reader. The reader, it is always a gap of understanding. This particular gap of understanding is also called hermeneutics. The masses that, the masses got delivered, and if we have a medium, the one who is delivering the message, that medium also go for a wrong interpretation. Suppose I am a teacher. I am reading a book. Suppose I am reading this book. This is the book. I am the teacher. This writer, I am the reader. We got some confusion. Now I am forwarding it to my students. So this confusion that came to me and then again wrongly interpreted and went to others. That is hermeneutics. Famous example, Raju the guide. Remember Raju the guide, what happens? Raju is in the temple, he lives there. The village is suffering from famine, drought, akal pada hua hai bahut bada. So Raju talks to that villager. He says that if there is a drought, it doesn't mean I will not eat. So Raju says that akal pada hai, iska matlab ye nahi hai main khana nahi khaunga. Raju, he says to this guy that if there is a famine, if there is a drought, that doesn't mean that I will not eat. Give me food. But this message got wrongly interpreted by the middleman. Wrong interpretation. And this middleman goes to the villagers and conveys something else. He says that Raju says, I will not eat. Raju said, if there is famine, I will not eat. Author's message got won by one reader, intentional fallacy, got again transferred to others, intentional fallacy. So technically, what did you say? How it got recreated? How it reached? Especially in mohalla fights, you must have seen in mohalla fights, what happens? You say something, then one of your friend or someone adds a lot of masala to it, lot of spices to it, and then conveys it to someone else. Making a mall hell. So this is called intentional fallacy. Affective fallacy is also the same kind of thing, that one message, it reaches to multiple people from a multiple mindset, because the readers also have multiple mindsets. That is affective fallacy. Then we go for the famous work Well Wrought On by Clint Brooks, and he talks about this thing. He says simply that there is a hearsay of paraphrasing. Hearsay of paraphrasing means, now please focus on this. This is very, very important thing. This is a very important point. What is the independent meaning of do good, have good? Tit for tat. Write it. Copy pe likh lo. Please write it on your copy. Do good, have good. Tit for tat. What is the independent meaning? Suppose you are going somewhere, you find this line tit for tat. How will you understand what kind of message is given by this particular line? Do you have a fixed message, an independent message by this particular line? Tit for tat. Can you explain it? Might is right. Do good, have good. Sikta, you are telling me Hindi translation. I want meaning. Meaning kya hai? Meaning. Malika, text is a gas deconstruction ka term hai. That's deconstruction. What is the meaning of tit for tat? Is it a good meaning? Do good, have good. Is it a good meaning? Work hard. Might is right. Are you sure about this meaning? That the meaning is really good? Okay. Suppose you are coming from a late night movie. You're watching a midnight movie. You come out of the cinema hall. It is midnight. You find someone trying to open your car with a screwdriver. आप देखते हो कोई पेचकस लेके आपके कार को खोलने की कोशिश कर रहा है. And you say, work hard. So what will that guy understand? Work hard, get success. What is that meaning? What is that understanding? What if the screwdriver, the one who is opening the car with the screwdriver, has read it as a message that never stop till you get success? Do we have any direct meaning that it is only for good thing? Might is right. Can we say that might is right is only connected to good things only? Somebody snatches your phone and says, might is right. Smile करके बोलता है. कोई आपका फोन छीन ले और बोला देखा might is right. Suppose somebody is trying to shoot you again and again and you laugh and say practice makes a man perfect. So technically these are the paraphrases which do not have a direct meaning. All of these meanings need a context. So technically any line, any paragraph, it doesn't give you a meaning. It always gives you a meaning when it is kept in a context. When it is kept in a context. That's hearsay of paraphrasing. Now write this line. Write this line. ये line लिख लो बहुत काम आएगी. Write this line. Change can't be given to you every time. Write this line. Change can't be given to you every time. You must bring the change. Change can't be given to you every time. You must bring the change. What is the meaning of this statement? It is by Mahatma Gandhi, 1942, Quit India movement. Tushar, don't answer. Tushar has already taken classes. So batao, change can't be given to you every time. You must bring the change. What do you mean by it? हमेशा परिवर्तन आपको दिया नहीं जा सकता, परिवर्तन आपको स्वयं लाना होगा. You must bring it. What is the meaning of this line? It is said by Mahatma Gandhi. It is not Auto Wala. Why are you writing Auto Wala? It is Mahatma Gandhi. Change can't be given to you every time. You must bring the change. All the new students who are watching it, aap batao. Now see this thing, as all of these online students have already taken classes, so they know, it's one of my famous example to make you understand. This phrase, change can't be given to you every time, you must bring the change. If I say it is Mahatma Gandhi, means I am giving you an author. So you automatically will think that Mahatma Gandhi used to talk about big things. So if I give you the author, so instead of going for the independent meaning of that particular thing, you will relate it to Mahatma Gandhi and think that, oh, it is Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi always talked about the greatest things. So he talks about the change in life, change in society. But then if I say, no, it's sorry, it is not Mahatma Gandhi, it's an auto wala. Then what is the meaning? If it is an auto wala, if it's an auto guy, the bus wala, conductor, auto wala, the bus conductor, the auto driver, and if it is spoken by them, then what is the meaning? Then what is the meaning? Change can't be given to you every time. Chiller, khulle paise. So change can't be given to you every time. You must bring the change. It means he's saying, Sahab khulle kahan se laun? You give me the loose money. You give me the coins. Right? But again, I changed the author and you related the meaning to the author. So you thought that, oh, it's the auto wala. So auto wala will obviously talk about money. So in both situations, you, instead of going for the written meaning, understanding the meaning in context, you related it to the author and you got a wrong meaning, wrong interpretation. I hope you understand. अगर ये इतना easy example समझ नहीं आ रहा तो कभी नहीं आएगा. The moment I said it's Mahatma Gandhi, you thought the big thing because Mahatma Gandhi's name made you think big. Then I said, no, it's an auto wala. And again, you thought some easy thing. Now my question is that is it a rule that Mahatma Gandhi cannot talk about money? Mahatma Gandhi can also talk about money. What if Mahatma Gandhi was going to Parliament by an auto and the auto wala gives him 2000 rupee note. So Mahatma Gandhi said change can't be given to you every time. You must bring the change. In short, do not connect a particular image to author. Even Mahatma Gandhi can go to market and talk about things. He would have gone to markets. And can we say the auto wala can never talk about great things? What if the auto wala is talking to his son? He's motivating his son. He says that change cannot be given to you every time. You must bring the change. So work hard. Come out of this family life. Make bigger things. So the auto wala can also talk about the great things. So technically, these are the paraphrases which do not have an independent meaning. They have contextual meaning. So Mahatma Gandhi in context of auto, it can be a meaning. But in both cases, the author should not be a member of it. Author should not be connected to this thing. That's I really wanted to explain. I hope you must have understood. The next concept is by Alan Tate. Write this thing, Alan Tate, T-A-T-E, A-L-L-E-N, Alan Tate. The famous work, Tension in Poetry. Tension in Poetry. In offline classes, we take 2 hours classes and my pen, it keeps on working on board and it's easy to write down everything on the board. Online with digital board, I couldn't go, but whenever I'll go to digital board, I will re-explain these points. मैं आपको दोबारा से explain कर दूँगा so that you have better ideas. So, we're talking about Alan Tate and tension in poetry. Now see this thing, the famous example. First of all, he says the tension in poetry is the real meaning. tension in the poetry is the real meaning. It is the tension of the author to be conveyed in the poetry, to be understood by the reader. So writer writes his thoughts, his ideas, puts up in the lines, in the words, writes a poetry and conveys his intention. Tension is meaning. They may ask you a question. Alan Tate का question भी है. तो okay, there is some different language. Actually problem पता है क्या है? This is really hard to teach in live क्योंकि comments भी आ रहे होते हैं and you have to focus on comments also. But that improves my mind. It teaches me how to handle both. So the point is, what is the point? The point is tension to be conveyed. Now see this thing. The idea here is the fresh thing. Whenever you get inspired to do something, the idea, that is the original thing, that is the perfect thing. But execution will always have some efforts, some changes. You want to write a book. So you got the idea that I will write a love story. But is it that like the I will write a love story and you just wrote it? No. You work on the structure. What makes you work on the structure? Your knowledge, your experience, your talent. So technically your idea is now taking covers. So raw idea covered. So technically when the writer writes the poetry, he wants to convey his meaning, he convey his tension. And he puts his intention. Intention means the idea, the process of developing, the encoding. So intention is to convey the tension. When reader reads it, reader reads that meaning according to his understandings. That is called extension, extended tension. So writer conveys intended tension. Intended tension means meaning, intended meaning, targeted meaning. And reader takes it as extended meaning. That is intention, extension. One of the famous examples of Alan Tate's tension in poetry. When I used to study lit theory, I would also feel like giving up. I used to feel like, अरे यार क्या है, कैसे पढ़ेंगे? How will I go for it? But make sure you simply read these points: tension, intention, extension. Abhi it will be a short class. Next class में I'll re-revise all these things on digital board, and I'll teach you 7 types of ambiguity by William Emerson. I will teach you fabula and suicide concept. I will tell you 31 functions of narratology. ये आपको सारी चीज़ें मैं पढ़ा दूंगा और ये सब इम्पॉर्टेंट है. ऑफलाइन बैच में हम सब पढ़ा चुके हैं. ऑनलाइन वालों को भी स्पेशल लेक्चर्स मिल जाएंगे. कुछ सेलेक्टेड पॉइंट्स भी आपको मैं भेजूंगा लिख करके खुद अपने हाथ से. अलॉन्ग विद दीज थिंग्स, वॉच दीज लेक्चर्स, क्योंकि ये ना, आई मस्ट टेल यू, वंस आई वॉज वेरी स्केयर्ड ऑफ लिटरेरी थ्योरी. आई यूज टू बी स्केयर्ड, बहुत डर लगता था. बट देन आई जस्ट हैड वन ऑप्शन: स्टडी, वर्क हार्ड. और एक बार मेहनत की, खूब मेहनत की ढंग से. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू. सी मीति शर्मा, शी हैज रिटन, शी इज ऑलरेडी अ JRF बट स्टिल वॉचिंग. People like Miti Sharma do big things because they are after knowledge. They don't stop with certificates. And that's what I also did. I never stopped with certificates. पढ़ता गया, पढ़ाता गया. Right now I'm working on graphic novels. Earlier I was studying post-humanism. I'm also working on the next version of black feminism for my special lectures in the classes. And it's really amazing to be the part of the online group. At least हम आपको पढ़ा पाते हैं. मेरे टाइम में कोई टीचर गाइड नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था. We used to read सब कुछ. DU का syllabus, searching syllabus from Jamia, BHU, JNU. We would take those references. If you want to do something in pending, I suggest you post graduation syllabus of University of Delhi. वो हर हाल में complete कर लो. That's very important. Post graduation syllabus of University of Delhi. It will always be going to be the part of it. See, online offline में content same होता है, but offline has a lot of elaboration. Offline has a lot of details. I teach for 2.5 hours, so that's the thing. Chalo guys, I'll see you. Somebody has knocked the bell. See you. Take care.